Jervey was popping on Friday, but Clemson dropped 3 straight sets to 23rd-ranked North Carolina. Duke coming off a 3-1 loss at O'Keefe Gymnasium down in Atlanta. First swing for Mia McGrath, dug out by Zubcevic in the back row. McGrath goes again. And can't find that back line. First point to Duke.
And that's a swing that you're going to look and see a lot from Mia McGrath. She likes to aim for that deep zone 5 corner. It's a really hard spot to defend.
Sophomore Taylor Williams standing over it. And Nil Okur with a smash.
And I love that set by Sam. I love when they run Okur in the 3 spot. You know, it's a little bit higher set for her. The timing was just perfect. She's able to find that seam in the block and put it away.
2 in the Duke front row. Brianna Goss and Ngozi Elo couldn't get there in time. Elo with a swing herself. Setter Millie Meir right there. Zubcevic trying to get it over on 2. Now libero McKenna Gildon sets McGrath. Duke a little out of system. Let's see if Clemson can capitalize. Nice double there from Goss and Elo. McGrath tries again. One-handed save from Williams. Sink gets low, but couldn't beat the ball.
That's such a tough spot, and you know, all the credit to Duke right there. You see her number 17 on Duke's side, Elo. She was able to recognize that that off blocker was sucked in short. She's able to just pop it right back over her.
Elo, one of just 3 seniors on a very, very young Duke team. 5 freshmen, 6 sophomores for Jolene Nagel and crew. They'll have to scramble here. Okur picks up her 2nd kill.
Hey, and Sand, way to find the hot hitter right now in Okur. You know, she's normally not running that set behind the setter, but you've noticed number 19 for Clemson, Hansen, she's not running her true position middle right now. They're using her both on the pin and in the middle. So Okur getting a little extra time on the pins today.
There's a lot of love between a Michigan State transfer and a Clemson mainstay in Catherine Sand. Herta subs in to replace Sand at the setter spot. Zubcevic couldn't go cross court. Hansen a little action on the right side. She's originally a middle blocker, 19 in purple. Tight set. Kate Symington can't find any space. Goss on the right end. She'll pick up a point for Duke.
Hey, and great swing by Goss right there. She's one of the smaller, you know, middle hitters in this league, but she's able to just angle that ball right around Clemson's block and score that point.
Millie Meir heading off. Duke makes a change at the setter spot themselves. Charlotte Glass, freshman from Florida, one of the top 5 setters in the 2025 recruiting class. Mylan Gottschall with the dig, but Symington on the stuff.
Great heads-up play by Symington right there. She was already looking to transition back into the middle, but she was able to just quick look, notice that overpass, and just dump it right back down.
We've seen very early on that both teams are very multiple in their personnel. Zubcevic into the Duke bench. Williams has to pass it over. Zubcevic goes tight, and a double denial from Symington and Hansen.
And that just goes to show what a high IQ she has. And we talked about this in the open end, that she was able to realize that it was a really tight set out of system. She's just using Clemson's hands to tool off the block.
That tall pairing put it right into the tape. Aggressive serve from Zubcevic. It turns into a pump for Kaya Gordon, her first swing. And a successful dump on the Duke side. Glass showing off the IQ.
Yeah, and Glass, I love seeing setters with those setter dumps. I like to say it's keeping the other team's defense honest. You can see they were already trying to scoot back, waiting for a hard attack, and then she's just able to dump it right there in the donut.
Glass can certainly produce her own offense. Came away from St. Andrews High School, the program leader in blocks, kills, and assists. Someone who is part of a very bright Blue Devil future. Great dig from Gottschall. Keeps it alive. Hansen went deep. Duke looks for Olivia Wayne, another true freshman. Gordon, slow run up, and then too much power.
And that's really a long rally, the longest rally we've seen today. And you can just tell, like, the versatility that players on both teams have right now. Both teams are looking into their bench a little bit more to bring something extra to the team.
Subsevich straight into the net. She's someone that'll stay out there all the time. 6 rotation outside hitter. But a problem for Duke all year has been serving, and that's just one small example.
Yep, absolutely. And serving, it's one of those, like, you want to serve tough. You want to make it harder for your opponent to stay in the system. But at the same time, you want to lower your errors.
And Duke right now, for every 1 ace, they've got 2 errors to boot. Standing swing from Zoe Gillen-Malvo. We'll say it again, another freshman. And she's there to turn back Kaya Gordon.
Hey, that's a really great block from Duke. You look here, like, Gordon's so far off the net. That's such a hard attack to time right on the block, and they timed it perfectly.
The combination of Gillen-Malvo and Olivia Wayne, 2 Texans that played against each other in high school. Gordon tight to the net, tools the block that time.
Great job by Gordon. I love that. I love how she stays active at the net. You know, again, she's a smaller pin for Clemson. They're not packed with 6'5" hitters all along the net, but really great heads up and way to be ready for that.
Sant back into serve, redshirt sophomore out of Illinois, 3rd in the ACC in assists per set. Gordon goes again. Same result. Kaya Gordon's someone that now has to step up and fill in for Kennedy Wagner. Clemson's leader in kills, down with injury.
Exactly, and she's doing just that. And we saw a little bit of that on Friday night with her. She came out with a big spark, and this is what the Clemson team is definitely going to need today against Duke.
Tigers gave Gordon plenty of volume in set 1 against UNC. She had 6 kills. Williams picks one up there for the Blue Devils. Early Duke lead, 8-6.
Yeah, I think Clemson, especially on this outside attack block, they need to work on pushing this block back into the court. Right now, they're facing towards the hitter, and it's a lot easier to get tooled.
Tight pass. Okur sent back. Clemson does its best to manage. Great look from Glass to Elo. Sant gets low to save it. Godshaw doing work on the back end, and Glass follows it up with a second first set dump.
And what about that dig by Godshaw? When we talk about that, I mean, Gordon goes up, she rips this ball in the perfect spot. I mean, that's a perfect dig right to the well.
Godshaw, the ACC's leader in digs per set. Bianca Martinez stuffed. And Gazi Elo, great anticipation from the middle.
Yes, Elo was expecting that set on the right side. She was ready to go up on it.
Duke with a 4-point lead, an early Clemson timeout here from Jervey Gymnasium.
And done. A complete list of reasons why the
Clemson, Jackie Simpson-Kear's Tigers down 10-6. She stopped play, wanted to get her squad back on track, as Duke, up 10-6, has had plenty of success in the early going. 6 kills and 0 attack errors for Jolene Nagel's squad. She's been around a long time, started at Duke just around the turn of the century, but with a young team that she told us has been up and down, they're riding a high right now. Until we come back to play and Olivia Wayne puts one long.
Yeah, and that's really tough. I felt like that serve was really aggressive. You could see the movement on the ball and just went long. But I love that Duke is still trying to serve a little more aggressively, you can tell.
Early on, we've seen composure from this Duke team that lost 2 straight sets to start at Georgia Tech. Numbers weren't all that great, hit around 100. Millie Mears sets up Goss, who pummels it off hands, then off Mia McGrath's face.
Yeah, and that's great. Goss, she was up in the air ready for that set. So it was just so easy for her to just put it right into her hands. You know, you're going up against a really strong block in Okur, and she's able to tool that.
Goss, at this point, known more for her defense than her offense. She had the 2nd most blocks on Duke's squad last year. Another look for Elo. Now McGrath can't get it through two.
And the excitement for Duke, you can see the bench really got up for that. And I mean, look, the way she just has a reshift. She noticed that ball was set a little inside and goes up with a strong block. It's a senior moment right there. Really smart blocker.
Second block for Elo. Setting air there from Catherine Sent. Looked like Okur was going up for an alley-oop, but it cleared her.
I know, and that's, I mean, it's really rare for Sant too to overset someone. But look, they just, shook it off and moving on to the next.
Gildon takes charge in the back row. Big run up for Bianca Martinez. And Duke once again winning at the tape. Second timeout for Clemson comes quick.
Yeah, I think Coach Kerr, she's really, trying to refocus her team right now. You see them in the huddle. It's pretty calm. They're just, I still think they're trying to figure out their identity without such a big hitter and Wagner not being on the court. They're running a 6-2, something they haven't ran yet this season. So just kind of figuring out personnel and just slowly getting back into this set.
Maybe it's Bianca Martinez. Maybe it's more Okur. Maybe it's Kaya Gordon for Clemson and Jackie Simpson-Kerr. On the Duke side, these young players have already made their names across the ranks of the ACC. Zubcevic is well up there in kills per set, and Charlotte Glass, we've already seen her create her own offense as well as setting up her teammates.
That's right. We talk a lot about Duke being such a young team, but they've brought in some very incredible young talent. And again, the speed of the game might be a little faster than they're used to in high school or club, but they're still making a huge impact, and I can only imagine what it will be like, 4 years from now in their career.
One thing Jolene Nagel mentioned to us is that not only her freshman class, but also her sophomore class hasn't been in some of these road environments across the ACC just because of the loaded conference, the fact that you don't get road trips to every single away venue. Coming into an environment like this, or like O'Keefe Gymnasium down at Georgia Tech, might intimidate a crew. Not this one so far.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's packed. It's a small, nice arena, but when it fills up, it gets loud. I mean, you and I, we've been here enough to see it when it gets packed out, and that could be something that, is for Clemson's advantage, but some of the Duke players, they're not used to that.
Coming from high school gyms or club tournaments, this feels a little different.
Just a tiny.
Don't think many high schools have their own DJ, for what it's worth.
Yeah,
Mia McGrath explodes as play starts again. Zubcevic flies over everyone. Went cross court and sent it right to the fans.
Yeah, DJ Shea, I mean, first of all, he's all over. He was in Fall for Greenville last night. He was here Friday. Now he's back again Sunday, bringing the jams.
And it gets the crowd pumped up. It gets the players pumped up, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's something a little extra. I kind of wish it was, mandatory for all volleyball matches.
I think especially like this on a Sunday afternoon where some bodies are tired, right? Some minds are loaded with information and scouting reports. Sometimes you need some tunes to just let it go and have fun.
That's right. Fun with it. This is why most of them are playing the game.
Williams keeps it up. Zubcevic, just a standing jump. What can Mia McGrath do? She finds Elo, who puts it out of play.
Yeah, and that, already that's Mia McGrath's spot, but when Elo is serving, it takes Duke's libero out, and so Elo has to stay and play that one rotation, so that's a great heads up to kind of go for that non-defensive player in that rotation.
That's what you're looking for from a senior who's been everywhere across the ACC. Funky stat, though. Last year, Mia McGrath was held in the negatives by Duke and North Carolina. We saw UNC hold her in check on Friday. 6 kills, 7 errors. But today she's looking for a bit more offense and to help Clemson get back in this one. Down 7 at the moment.
That's right. And I think Mia McGrath might feel a little extra weight on her shoulders right now. She's also that 6 rotation outside hitter, and, she's kind of doing it all. But now she has to take a little more on the offensive end.
Lefty serve from Glass. Now McGrath. Great save from Glass, straight from the service spot. Duke out of system. Zubcevic denied.
And Symington was amped up for that one. She was all over Zubcevic. She was able to get all the way to the antenna, and that gave Zubcevic very little room to do anything with that tight set.
Tough to escape the long arms of 6'4" Kate Symington. Zubcevic tries again. McGrath on the spot. Kaya Gordon approaches. Can't finish. Gillen Malvo off hands for a Blue Devil point.
And you know, that started with the incredible dig by Gottschall out there. I mean, Gordon ripped on this one, and she just shifted over. Nice angle on her platform, and then bam, right to the right side, able to get those high hands.
Duke starts another run here. An ace from Zubcevic.
And that's such a tough serve. You see how that ball just, anytime they're using like that top spin serve, that ball just dives down really quickly. It's hard to get under.
18th eighths of the year. Ashby Zubcevic now right in front of Mylan Gottschall for the team lead. Another strong serve turns into easy tally for Taylor Williams.
And this is something that Duke needs to do. We talked about it before. When they serve tough, they get into a better rhythm and they're able to play a better game offensively.
Back to the top spin. Overpass. Williams aggressive that time, but couldn't put it away. Wayne just slightly overcooked, but off the serve of Zubcevic, Duke is really in line, in system, and putting together good offense.
They really are, and she's got such a great aggressive serve. And I mean, if she's young, so she probably has way more energy to be able to go back there after all the jumping she just did on the front row and then produce such an incredible topspin.
Duke can't force a side out. Gillen Malvo, nothing but twine.
Yeah, Duke right now, they're trying to settle in. You can see their coach talking to them a little bit. You know, when you want to take a big rip at that ball, sometimes if it's not a great set, you need to just work it into play.
Gillen Malvo saw one purple jersey and went for it. This time, one purple jersey, enough for a block.
And Gordon was there all by herself, ready. Look at that. She didn't even do a full swing block. She said, well, shuffle over. Look at that reach. It is incredible.
Playing with a wounded wing, Kaya Gordon not afraid to get in the mix. Bianca Martinez sent back. McGrath from the back row, glass all over it. One more point puts Duke in the red zone. And right now the Blue Devils seem to be controlling the pace. Williams keeps it up. Oh, Gillen Malvo caught everyone off guard.
She caught me off guard too. I was expecting her to go up there and set that ball, but hey, that's, you know, for a freshman, that's a great, just take it over on two. Don't even mess with it. You're there, you're at the net, you've got the length. Really smart play by her.
Saw the donut and put it right in the hole. Curtis sets Symington. That caught a Duke defender.
And great by Symington. You know, again, it's not necessarily her true position, you know, being out on that right side pin. This Clemson team, they're running players in different positions, trying to figure out the best way to compete without Wagner.
Without Kennedy Wagner, Clemson switched to a 6-2, and whether it's Martinez or Symington or maybe some Mia Moore later on, we'll see a lot of Tigers in different spots. Gordon on the right side this time.
It's amazing watching her. Like, just watch how high she jumps and how she's able to hit on top of those hands. And again, those deflections deep in the corner, defense isn't set up for those.
3 kills now for Gordon. One more for Williams. She's got 3.
And Williams, you know, just a sophomore, but she's taken some great rips at the ball, especially against a tough block right now.
Came in to Duke from California. Jolene Nagel said she had 6 rotation experience already as a freshman. Big hack from Katie Herta. showing up on the outside.
Hey, she can set and she can hit. How about that? I mean, she just came off of the rotation where she's setting, tagging on assist, and then right there it goes up and just annihilates that ball in that corner.
Herta, for her first 3 years of college, was just purely a pin. She did both in high school. Played some outside hitter and also set in high school and in club. Toss rejected by Bianca Martinez.
Great block by Martinez. She's able to just have that little bit of hang time to get that tip right back down.
So Regina, with Herta now in the front row, do you see Clemson changing up tactics here?
You know, I do. I mean, now, depending on where the ball goes defensively, you can see Herta step in and set on the front row and run Martinez a little bit behind the setter, kind of take Duke off guard.
Jolene Nagel needs to adjust the game plan. Duke takes timeout as Clemson rips off a run. 5-1. The Tigers getting on a hot streak here late in the first set.
Yeah, Clemson needed this kind of momentum swing. They were kind of, digging themselves into a hole a little bit, and Duke was performing a lot better offensively. But now Clemson, they're able to get back in this set, try to take a little more control into these next few points.
Duke has started to make a couple more mistakes too. Now both teams even on the air side. Duke has been successful both home and away against these Clemson Tigers in recent history. 5-game win streak for Jolene Nagel against Jackie Simpson-Kear, who's in her 5th season leading Clemson.
That's right. And I mean, for me personally, I'm all about making sure these streaks last. And I would imagine Coach Nagel's a bit the same, that, that's a big part about what she's trying to build and what she has built at Duke, and, continuing these win streaks and these records.
Took her team through what she called a pretty difficult non-conference slate, but started off strong in ACC play. Beat North Carolina State at Cameron 3-1, but then went through the rest of the Old North State, Wake Forest, North Carolina twice, and just picked up loss after loss.
Yeah, so they're definitely, kind of itching for this next ACC win. And, it's always tough to win on the road, but now, they're playing for something extra.
We saw North Carolina on Friday, and it's fair to admit that team is pretty loaded with options.
They really are, and again, it's testament to the strength of the ACC right now, that you get no days off.
Addie Raines serving for Clemson as the Tigers make a late run. Miss hit from Elo. Duke's lead is 2.
Hey, and it all starts with a serve. Duke just got a little tight pass. It was tough for the setter to really do something with it, and just creates that next side out.
Addie Raines has been much more consistent on her serve in her sophomore season. Herta on the right side. Clemson's right back in it.
I mean, Herta, she's patting her stats and everything. Assists, she's swinging on both pins very successfully. And, the team's excited for her. It's great. I love seeing it.
Jervy Jim picking up some juice as well. Short set, Gildon on the dig. Millie Meir gets a look for Elo. Sant there covering. Back to McGrath. Overpass from Taylor Williams. Sant sets Martinez, who finishes.
And that's what will get Jervy up and pumped right now. And again, Martinez, she was just swinging on the right side. Now she's swinging middle. And, Coach Simpson-Kear, she talked about that, running something where it kind of takes the other team off guard.
One of Coach Nagel's big focuses yesterday was to understand Clemson's personnel, but there are more wrinkles in the Tiger system. Herta again. Did not catch hands.
Hey, but I love that aggressive swing by Herta. She needed to do that. You didn't need another tip. You needed to move Duke's defense around. And I love that swing. I want her to keep swinging.
Coach Simpson-Kear certainly looked happy with that action. McGrath. Yes!
And this is the most beautiful thing about volleyball is that momentum creates momentum and defense translates to offense. And you look right here, and I mean, it's just, that goes to show, like, look, perfect pass right to the setter, able to get a big swing from McGrath.
Splits the seam, and we're tied. Tough look there for Elo. Sant goes to Mia McGrath. Tough look here for Zubcevic. But through to Clemson defenders, she puts Duke back on top.
And I absolutely adore that swing. It's high, deep, out of system ball, and she takes her full approach and just rips on that, able to just ruffle up the block and get the kill.
Zubcevic has been quiet in the early going. That's just her second kill. Maybe that gets her going down the stretch. Hansen sent it long, 24-22, set point Duke. The Tigers have pushed the Blue Devils to the limit here in set one. McGrath, not going down easy.
No, Clemson, they are here to play. And McGrath, I mean, right now you've got hitters, hitters galore to choose from. So easy for the setters, but I love that decision right there. McGrath able to put it away deep corner.
Looking extremely comfortable on the left side. Second set point for Duke. Zubcevic finishes it off. Taylor Williams, Brianna Goss coming off pretty solid freshman seasons, hoping to build into more. Back for set two. Katie Herta saw some swings late on the right side as Clemson came back from down 8. Williams attacks here, dug out by Gildon. And Goss, careful not to touch the tape, just dropped it on the court.
Yeah, you can tell she was like kind of debating, should I go all the way up with it? If not, I mean, her arms are so long, she could probably just stand straight up and block.
Duke was solid on the serving side, too. Just 2 errors in the first set. There's an ace.
I'm going to credit you for that ace right there. I think you know, when you talk up a team a little bit, and she just does that.
I think we have to give Millie Meir credit for that one. That's her first ace of the season.
Well, hey, I can see she's got some more in her.
She digs McGrath there. Look for Williams. Down the line, perfectly placed.
Yeah, Williams, that's a great swing by her. I love that she just takes such a big, giant approach. Quick transition. Her shoulders are staying the same, so you almost don't know where she's attacking.
She was one dig off a double-double against Georgia Tech. 10 kills and 9 saves defensively. McGrath going down the line for her point. Could be the 4th kill for Mia McGrath, but Duke wants the second look.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, Ian, but this is the worst vantage angle for us to tell whether that ball really hit the line. So I'm excited to see these camera angles.
We're at the back of the bleachers here at Derby Gym, and the ball landed right next to the scorer's table. So everyone in Derby Gym right now will be assisted by a replay, even us.
Yes, that's right. I mean, Clemson, clearly they were celebrating the kill, and Duke was celebrating that ball's out.
Happened right in front of the Duke bench.
And I mean, Meir right there, she is on the line. She has the best view, and
upon review, the ball was out. The call will be reversed. Duke will retain their challenge.
hey, and I can agree with that. I saw a little bit of space between the ball and that line, and with Meir right there with her foot on the line, I think that's a good call.
Between Meir and Coach Nagel, plenty of favorable vantage points for the Blue Devils, who are up 4-0 early in set 2. McGrath can change that. This time, that kill will stand.
That's right, and I love when setters go right back to hitters that had an error, because they're ready for that next one, ready for that redemption shot, and she got it right there.
Too much from Gildon. Volleyball certainly allows you to have a pretty short memory, especially with the pace and the speed of the college game.
Absolutely, you have to, and especially like the momentum changes and like the ups and downs, like you just said. It's got to be a quick move on to the next.
Another big block for Duke, and guess who's at the center of it? Ngazi Elo.
Yeah, Elo, she's ready for that. You know, the way, the ice sequence goes, ball setter, ball hitter, and she's right on top of it.
Early timeout, Clemson. Duke starts strong in set 2, up 6-1 on the Tigers.
At Clemson,
Be successful today, serve tough. And Regina Poppy, they've done just that.
They really have. 2 service errors, 2 service aces. That's exactly the stat that you want to keep it at right here. And because of their aggressive serves, it's translated into a better offense. They're able to get a little more in-system balls their way.
Duke hitting successfully, 15 kills, just to 7 errors. And you see the service struggles as the Blue Devils broke into ACC play. Still managed to get a 4-set win over North Carolina State, even with 17 service errors.
And that is incredible. That's almost a full set of errors right there.
Clemson bounces back out of its first timeout of set 2 with a block from Kate Simonton.
Yeah, and Simonton, she's ready to block. You can see right there, she's already finding her hitter, looking and ready to pounce all over her.
One more look at Duke's struggles to serve. The rest of those 4 matches, all losses for the Blue Devils, 1-5 in ACC play. Back set for Elo. Clemson handles it, but sets Duke in system. And second time around, and Ngazi Elo is good for it.
And that's a great swing by Elo. I want to clock her speed of her swing. I mean, that ball's got a ton of pace on it. The way she's able to just do a nice little cross-body swing, really nice swing.
Elo's serving, so Regina, as you mentioned earlier, that means Duke's libero is out, but not for long.
Yeah, not for long. She went a little aggressive with that. I think she was excited about the last skill, but just long, which I'm always okay with a serve. If you're gonna miss a serve, miss it out. Don't miss it in the net.
When you were coaching, did you prefer your players to go deep, try to put someone in a tough spot in the back line instead of serving soft?
Yep, absolutely. And you want to serve, a lot of coaches want to serve space. So not just serve to a person, you want to serve to space and make their defense make a decision.
A miscommunication here and there turns into good offense. Kerr with a little changeup.
And that's so smart, such a smart hitter. She could have swung on that ball, but she's noticed that Duke right now, their off blocker is pulled a little far off the net. And so right over that block is a nice open spot.
Back to Zubcevic. Yanked it wide.
Yeah, Clemson's kind of adjusting their block a little bit. They're leaving her a tiny bit of line and trying to get her to go down that line, and she just missed wide.
Tigers battling back after Jackie Simpson-Kear's first time out. Zubcevic pouring it on. Now 4 kills from the freshman from La Cañada, California.
And she's so steady of a player as a freshman, I've noticed. She's, miss hits or any, passing mistakes she has. She kind of just stays really neutral, stays focused, and I love watching players like that.
In high school, they fed her. She had over 1,600 kills in 4 years of varsity.
That is incredible.
Glass on the dig, but the second effort just not there. Olivia Wayne would have had a face full of printer if she went for it.
Yeah, I love that the coaches were trying to decide whether they should tell her to keep going or stop. And then the celebration by Simonton, that's everything to me. She's finally getting more opportunities on the court for Clemson, and she's taking advantage of every minute she's on there.
3 blocks, 2 kills, 2 digs for Simonton, junior from Minnesota, last Friday. Zubcevic tries again, a little wide down the line. But at one point in her career, after her junior season, she led the entire state of California in kills.
California's a big state.
Yeah.
And that is very impressive. I think Duke is very blessed to have her with the Blue Devils.
It's a big state. It's also chock full of volleyball talent. She pays it off there. Off hands, Okur and Martinez there, but Zubcevic with raw power to beat them both.
Yeah, and just, still like she wasn't even like super excited, animated about that kill, but that just shows the power that she has as an outside, and I guarantee you she's only going to get stronger and stronger.
Strong serve, forces an overpass. Clemson keeps its composure. Look for Williams. She backpedaled into a roll shot. Nifty footwork.
Nice little off speed there, and the way she's able to hang, just look quick. She didn't even get all the way out, but able to do that quick 1-2 step, hang just enough to hit it over Clemson's block.
Zubcevic mishits that top spin serve, which is something she was working on all throughout high school.
That's right, and I think the more that she gets into just the college speed of the game, and I'm sure this offseason the coaches are really going to work on that technique, and she's just going to get stronger and stronger.
Catherine Sant serving for Clemson. Gillen Malvo, thunderous from the middle.
Wow, what a swing by Malvo. That connection that they already have for Malvo being a freshman is pretty amazing. I love when hitters are able to just be up in the air and available to their setter.
She was the 10th best recruit in the state of Texas, an Under Armour All-American.
And a lot of great volleyball in Texas, too.
Oh, yeah. Clemson was ready for the glass dunk. Successful twice in the first set with Charlotte Glass. Right there to pick up Olivia Wayne. Herta tries and finds some success.
Yeah, I think that, Herta went up. Look at that save by Sant right there. She's just not going to get taken out on that. And then just caught that outside arm of 15 Olivia Wayne and is able to get that kill.
So over the weekend, we've seen Katie Herta play both pins and also set. She had 11 assists on Friday. Pitched in with 7 digs as well. Martinez packed by Elo.
And I was waiting for Martinez to go up and just completely rip on that ball, but Elo said, no, not today. She's just able to take away so much space on the court with her block.
A strong left hand for her 4th block already. Last week, Elo had 8 blocks, a career high against North Carolina. On Friday, Clemson had 9 blocks against UNC as a team.
That's incredible.
Here comes Duke with Brianna Goss. Maddie Raines wise to the long tip. Elo right back in Herta's grill. Popped up after the McGrath swing. Another look for Elo. Short set. And it goes Duke's way.
Yeah, Clemson just got caught in that net a little bit. They were trying to make sure they would be able to reach over and block Elo, but just able to. Martinez.
Stayed it out just a bit too far. But Martinez right back into good graces.
That's right. I love that Sam kind of gave it right back to her. She's able to score a point on that. Now she gets to take a little bit of a breather. It's a lot of work for a middle right there.
Duke started off the second set up 5-1. But Clemson, after an early timeout, has reined the advantage back in. Scramble here for the Blue Devils. McGrath, what a beautiful swing. Kept Godshall, who has been the rock of Duke's back line, off balance with that misdirection.
Yeah, and that's such a powerful swing by McGrath anyways, and she loves that corner. She readjusted well and just wasn't able to get a good control on that pass.
Great effort there from Williams, who now attacks. Herta split the double. Williams right back over 2. Some great defensive efforts to keep us going. Sant on the spot. Herta heavy-handed, and she'll get another look. Goss, Mir, and Elo keep it alive.
Wow, what a rally. I think every player needs like a 10-second breather right now. That was back and forth. The way they were able just to get a couple one-hand touches on it, and then Elo just able to finish right there.
The reflexes of Brianna Goss and Millie Mir, guarding almost an entire half of the court, turn into a point for Duke. Elo keeping the Duke offense moving. Herta off 2 feet.
Yeah, Herta, she's excited for that one right there. I mean, that's such a great cross-court swing on the right side. And Duke right now, their defense is pushed really far back on the line. So the middle of the court is going to be the spot that Clemson really needs to focus on.
Early on, the Tigers were going for those deep corners. Elo, offhand. Scramble on the back from Williams. Zubčević fearless, but the front line of Clemson stands strong. Symington firing up her teammates.
Symington, when your number gets called, you better play like Kate Symington right there. You look at her, she is up and ready to stuff that block right down.
And on the other side, maybe it's a bit of that freshman exuberance from Ashley Zubčević. She might not see those two looming Clemson Tigers on the other side.
That's right, especially in such an out-of-system play where that ball is coming kind of over her shoulders on the opposite side she's used to getting set.
Clemson within striking distance, 15-13 Duke. Elo with an ace. Addie Raines let it go, but Elo put the perfect amount of pace.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of movement. You know, she's not doing anything other than just a standing float serve, but I mean, that ball's got a lot of movement. It drops really quick.
McGrath stuck it in. Right on the back line. And Jolene Nagel, once again, may want a second look here. Taylor Williams telling her coach that was out by just a fraction.
And I love when coaches like really look to their players in situations like this. Like, should I challenge? Like, you're there. Like, what do you think? And the coaches being able to have that trust in their players.
Duke is challenging that the ball was in. They're challenging that the ball was out.
It's Sunday for everyone.
Yeah. And again, we're in the worst spot to even have like a live play judgment on that ball.
Taylor Williams closest to it for the Duke Blue Devils. Let's see if the bird's eye view gives us a good chance to see it. That's mighty close.
Yeah, right there, I see some space. I see a little space between the line and where that ball lands. I see just a little bit of purple left. What do you think?
I think your eyes are pretty good, Regina. You told me you were 20/20. I have to wear contacts every day.
Well,
so I'm going to trust your judgment here.
Well, I don't know. Usually, most of the games that I broadcast, I'm usually like 0 for 5. So, but I do see a tiny bit of space. I don't know if it's enough to overturn, because initially they did call that ball in. And there's got to be enough evidence to definitively say, yes, it's out.
Good chance for both teams to talk things over. Close second set after Duke took a very close first, 25-23.
After review, the call will stand.
Yeah, and I think, again, I don't think there was enough to overturn it necessarily. So I think that's a good call.
Unsuccessful Duke challenge causes the noise to tick up in Jervey Gymnasium. Out of the timeout. Goss tried. And she ended up in the net.
Yeah, that's really hard, you know, especially when you're going up to block a lot of times, not having that full control coming down. And you can tell she just, you know, slides against that net and gets called.
That was Gordon there, called for it on the Clemson side. Clemson handles a great serve from Charlotte Glass. Miscommunication between Gillen Malvo and Zubcevic. Ashby Zubcevic handled it. One-handed save from Olivia Wayne. Gordon unleashes a massive swing.
Wow, I think she got right on top of that right side blocker's head right there on Duke. And I think, yeah, you see right there, right over Malvo's head, it just bounces off. And you just think about the height difference between those two and the way that Gordon was able to get up and elevate and do that.
Gillen Malvo has 3 inches on Gordon, and she responds. Beat Kaya Gordon to the spot on the slide.
And Malvo, she hit right in that husband-wife spot, like right in between two players. You can see right there McGrath and Herta. And, you know, they haven't played together much back row together.
Clemson still getting adjusted without Kennedy Wagner. Down 3 in the second set. Jackie Simpson-Keir will burn her final timeout.
I think this is the perfect time for her to just regroup her team right here. They're still within striking distance. And, you know, Duke's playing really well, and I give a lot of credit to their serves today.
Yeah.
Because they're taking Clemson out of system, and in return, they're getting free balls. And they're able to use a quicker offense and terminate on balls.
And a couple numbers that we'll pay attention to on the Duke side. That first touch, Mylan Gottschall has been spectacular through the first 2 sets. 12 digs, 6 assists. And we've talked so much about Zubcevic's offensive prowess, but she right now is tracking for a double-double. She's already got 10 digs.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like that's a really quiet defensive day for her. But Gottschall, I mean, she's amazing. She covers so much. You can see in Duke's defense, she has such a big responsibility on the court, and she's able to read the hitters and adjust really well. And we've seen that, and that's also translated into the success of Duke's offense.
When Jolene Nagel brought Mylan Gottschall in last year, she mentioned that the consistency that Gottschall brings to the backcourt is invaluable, and we're seeing that today.
It really is, and I think that's, you know, with any team with a libero who's like that, kind of steady and just staying where they need to be and taking control, it's just, like you said, it's invaluable for a team in their success.
Right now, a young Duke squad, 11 underclassmen handling the environment of Jervey Gym. Up 3 points in the second set. Good look at Gottschall, who was the top libero in the DMV by Prep Dig, coming out of Baltimore. 2-woman dunk for Duke.
Yeah, and there we have it again, right there. That tough serve led into an overpass. Duke's able to terminate that ball back down.
Easy look for Gillen Malvo and Wayne. Those 2 Dallas natives had a grad party together after they graduated from rival high schools. Gordon trying to get the crowd back in it.
And Gordon, she's that explosive hitter that the fans come to see. You know, like, look how far out her approach is. She's all the way to the G on the Tigers by the bench, that full approach and the amount of power she has.
Beat Gottschall with that rocket-powered right arm. Williams, big swing there. Herta off a couple Blue Devils, and it's Duke point.
Yeah, now though she's still late to that block, but somehow is able to reach and stretch her arms out and close just enough so that Herta wasn't able to find that seam.
Gillen Malvo's second block. Duke's 7th as a team. Sant to Gordon. Catches tape. Drops out of play.
Oh, and I love that idea. Such a right idea to have that little soft roll shot over the block. But great heads up by Duke, staying on that line and watching.
Gottschall late arriving, made sure to dance out of the way.
That's right.
Herta, strong swing.
At this point, what can't Herta do? She's doing it all right now for Clemson. And again, it's keeping them in this set.
Herta bouncing back from a season-ending injury last year. Only got to play 4 matches for the Tigers. Feels like this could be her breakout campaign. How about that reaction from Ngozi Elo? Not the set she would have hoped for, but does her best with it.
No, absolutely not. And she's, still in the air and just able to, she didn't even move her body, just a nice cross-body swing. Kind of took Clemson's defense off guard, in my opinion, and able to score on that.
5th kill for Elo. Duke in this set, hitting almost 250.
And that's something also that Coach Nagel talked about is their hitting percentage. When they played against Georgia Tech, the one set that they won, they were hitting over 200.
McGrath with great vision to go cross court.
Yeah, McGrath, she's that senior presence that when you need her to show up, she will show up. This is a tough, hard cross swing, and you can see that Gottschall was already shifting over, waiting on that deep corner shot.
Elo once again doing her best with the scraps. Williams lines this one up and drops it in between everyone.
And that's the second drop shot we've seen by Williams. It's been very successful. She kind of sells the swing really well at first, and then you look right there on your screen, that kind of offset. The setter's trying to go to Elo because she's been so successful, but sometimes you just can't force those.
4 Duke players with 5 or more kills. Williams leading the charge with 7. And hasn't just been the Zupchevich show like it was in Atlanta for Duke. A look for Mia McGrath. Straight towards Millie Meir, who can't fend it off.
And Mia McGrath, she can just swing any shot, really. She has a great line shot, deep cross. We just saw that last hard cross shot. And your senior season's loading, and you have all these tools in your toolbox. And I love that she's been able to use them and really just step up for her team.
McGrath, someone that Coach Simpson Keir says will get in someone else's face with a positive nature to encourage them. Elo came across on the slide, and a quick whistle gives the point to Duke.
Yeah, McGrath, she was so ready for that block. Got a little too anxious. Hands at the top of the tape.
Duke up 5, and it's set point. Symington went for misdirection, but that miss hit puts Duke in front.
A little bit more aggressively and try to take Duke out of their system.
Clemson starts the 3rd set serving. Mia McGrath sent it over. Tigers only have 1 ace through the first 2 sets. Duke's been great on serve receive. First real swing comes from Brianna Goss. Herta and Symington all over it for Clemson. Blue Devils try the other side. Taylor Williams forces the Tigers out of system. But Katie Herta makes it happen. 2 defenders right in her face, and just a little flick of the wrist will pay off.
Yeah, and I love that smile from her, too. I know it's got to be hard for Duke right now because you see her setting, you see her hitting on the outside, you see her hitting on the right side. It's kind of hard to tell what she's doing in the moment.
Herta came into the weekend with just 17 kills. Maybe a little unexpected for Jolene Nagel's coaching staff. Williams successful down the line.
Wow, and Williams, what a swing. I think she was maybe shocked by that, too. It was a little mishit on the ball. You can tell she's trying to take it down that line because Clemson's leaving a little bit of line open.
Slight cut for Williams' 8th kill. Chance scrambles to get it to Symington. Williams from the back row. Two Duke faces at the net, but Katie Herta does not care.
Yeah, Katie Herta, she's like, big block, I don't care. Let me challenge that block a little bit. She's able to get that kill worked out.
Herta and Sant both in the front row. Duke setter in the front row as well, so at least from my uneducated eyes, it would appear both teams are in a 5-1. Two-hand flick on the Duke side, and the Blue Devils tied up at 2-2. We heard from both coaches that they both have tried 6-2, they've tried the 5-1, and haven't really settled on either. So an interesting match of chess here in the third set.
That's right, absolutely. And I think both teams are trying to figure it out, and you're very correct in your observation. They both are currently in a 5-1 with that setter, setting on the right side. So you only have two hitters right now, both teams.
Sant working tight to the net, and Herta knocks it down with the left hand.
Great adjustment by Herta right there. It's little miscommunication what she was hitting. Shouldn't step out soon enough, but she's able to save it with that left hand, and that just shows that how versatile of a player she is.
Started off her career at Penn State after 1 year with the Nittany Lions. Headed down south to Clemson. Goss does her best to clear the net. But here's a free ball for Duke. Gildon to Herta. She has come alive.
Herta's the big hitter right now. If I'm Sant, I'm feeding Herta. I'm feeding her over and over again right now, especially on like a perfect pass.
Might as well. She's got the most kills of any player this afternoon. 9. Throwdown from Zubcevic.
And that's the swing you need to see out of Zubcevic every night. I mean, and she's still so nonchalant about it. Like, that was, 12-foot line. She's able to find a really tiny seam in the block.
Ashby Zubcevic steady as she goes. Glass tickles the tape. Herta detonates once more.
Herta again, and then unfortunately she has to sub out, but that's a great rotation for Clemson. They want to try to stay in that rotation as long as they can. And what you said, Clemson looks like they're switching into a 5-1. They're leaving Sant in, and they're using Herta as that opposite outside right now instead of Gordon.
Paying off for the Tigers, up 2. Substitution brings Claire Luma into serve. Zubcevic sent back. Nil Okur getting active.
Oh yeah, and I love when you have a middle who's such a great blocker like Okur, but they move over to the right side against Duke's strongest outside hitter. Makes it really difficult now for Zubcevic to score.
Okur, the transfer from Michigan State, almost 150 blocks in 3 years with the Spartans. Chance to really contribute now for Clemson with Kennedy Wagner out due to injury. McGrath, a little help from a deflection. And Clemson strong in the early going of the third set.
That's right, and I love this 5-1. I've always liked Clemson in a 5-1 too, especially when you pull Sant up in the front row. You bring in an extra defensive specialist in that right back instead of a setter. And it just makes Clemson's defense way more seamless.
Libero Gildon back in now. She digs Williams. Sant sets Okur. Gottschall on the edge of the scorer's table keeps us alive. McGrath had to adjust late, still turns it into a pretty good attack. Mia McGrath once more. Too much mustard.
Yeah, it looks like it just missed long. That line judge was really looking down the line.
We've got timeout. Nope, a challenge from Clemson.
Clemson is challenging a touch on the play.
I'm definitely interested to see this replay for the touch. You know, initially what I'm looking for in these replays, especially the touch, no touch call, is like, do I see fingers bending back? Do I see a change in the ball's direction? And I feel like I do see a tiny bit.
It's the left arm of Gillen Malvo and then the right hand of Olivia Wayne.
So hard for me to tell. Oh, this looks like a great camera shot here. And I do see that left pinky of Malvo. I see that bending back just enough for me to say there was a touch.
And it seems like the ball slightly changes spin as it goes through that double block.
It does. It moves just a little bit, spinning back to the right. Great work with the camera replay, too. This is a great angle on the slow-mo. You can really see.
After review, there was a touch off the block. Clemson will win the point and retain their challenge.
Shout out to Sanders Sullivan and everyone holding it down in our control room for those fantastic looks at a Mia McGrath kill, and now a 5-point Clemson lead. Loomis serving for the Tigers, who drop sets 1 and 2. Great slide from Gillen Malvo.
That's such a textbook slide approach, too, for Malvo. She takes that first step into the setter and then goes in almost like a layup and just right down the line. That's a fantastic swing by her.
First action for Avery Hamlin, another Texan serving for Duke. McGrath right down the seam.
McGrath is lighting it up now again. I think such a great change by Coach Simpson here right now, keeping Mia, McGrath, and Herta on the outside.
Does Clemson go to McGrath again? Yes. And she earns another point for the Tigers.
And this, I think the change of lineup is giving Duke a little bit of a struggle. And, you know, just like Coach Nagel said, it's hard to tell what personnel is going to be in for Clemson.
Olivia Wayne pounds one down.
Great answer by Wayne. I think Duke is really successful using their right side hitters. They're able to really find a seam in the block. Again, Clemson, I like that they added another defensive specialist back in to kind of help cover that court.
Luma still in next to Gildon. Short set for Symington. Now Williams from the left pin. Great dig from Claire Luma. All the way across the court to McGrath. She sent it long.
She wanted that one so bad too. I love it. You can tell when hitters really want it. Their approach kind of speeds up a little bit. They get really amped up. And what a great save by Luma out there.
The court coverage and then keeping it in the air long enough that Sant could get to it and set it herself.
That's right. And then another good watch right there. Luma, I love when the players are just like, they're excited about it and calling out. Again, that's that little bit of momentum that Clemson's been looking for that they didn't have a lot of in the first two sets.
Addie Raines subs in, so Clemson will have strong defense all across the back row. But Raines can't get to that deflection after Taylor Williams smashed it through two.
Yeah, and Williams, I mean, she's just kind of a steady outside hitter for Duke. You know, Clemson has one of those too. Every team needs one, but she's just been really steady, has a lot of shots in her tool bag as well, and she's someone that you can kind of throw up anything to her and she makes it work.
Extremely smooth. Someone who came up as a basketball player and then switched over to volleyball in 7th grade. Millie Mears serving for Duke. She comes from a family of athletes. Mears sets Goss. Luma, right place, right time. Duke plays keep up, but McGrath fooled everyone.
Hey, and great dig to Especially, I joked in my mind that in the old Derby gym, that ball would have come straight back down because the ceiling was so low.
Coach Nagel was pretty happy they raised the ceiling. Duke back on the scoreboard, 12-8 Clemson.
When you need a kill right now, you go to Elo. I mean, she's also, look, she's running kind of a shorter slide behind the setter and really smooth. She's got enough power. Doesn't have to do anything crazy with the ball.
Symington sliding on the Clemson side. And Elo continues to find space out of that middle.
Elo can hit from anywhere, too. She hits behind the setter, in front of the setter, runs some threes.
And she'll do her best with some sets that haven't been perfect at times. Clemson bench scrambles as Williams picks up an ace. Timeout Clemson. Duke has bounced back. The Tigers lead by 2, but they're down 2 sets on their home court.
The DQ sauce.
Katie Herta has been the battery.
She has, and Herta has been putting a Herta on this Duke Blue Devils squad. I had to say it. I mean, I had to. We were all thinking it, but she's been incredible. She's been setting, she's been digging, she's been hitting. She's just been this all-around steady presence that has pushed Clemson into this third set, in my opinion.
And she's filled up the box score. Can't scramble to an ace from Taylor Williams. Had one right before the break, and out of the timeout, Williams continues to serve strong.
You can tell there must have been some kind of emphasis yesterday on serve, 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 serve. It's been night and day from Friday.
It's the first thing Coach Nagel brought up in their practice play. Got to catch up with her on the bus back from Derby Gym at a team dinner afterwards. One-handed save from Godshaw. Herta lets it rip. Long. She thinks there was a touch. Trying to ask everyone for a second opinion.
Yeah, trying to bait for a little touch there, but that ball really sailed out. I didn't see a touch. And, you know, it's hard for those line judges, even the up refs, like the speed of the ball now, it's really hard to see, even those micro touches.
Goss got up, was a little late on arrival. First swing for Avery Hamlin, off hands. Here comes Symington. A pancake from Godshaw. Herta in the middle, right back to her. Now on the left pin, she's everywhere. Now with the dig. Clemson has to play defense. Out of system look for Hamlin. Can't find hands. Katie Herta continues to stuff the stat sheet.
What a rally there. I think Coach Nagel's debating a challenge.
And there it comes. A well-deserved breather for both
Duke is
sides.
challenging a touch on the play.
That's a good time to challenge, especially, you know, long rallies like that, not wasting a timeout. I think both teams kind of need this reprieve, and you have some challenges, so might as well use them.
First look. I think a Sant pinky made some contact.
I as well. I see that right hand of Sant's pinky. It looks like, oh, this is a great angle right here. Ah, I see, and look at that. Camera work, amazing, that free shot. You can see it just looks like it's gonna graze that pinky. Is it enough to overturn the call? I would like to say yes, but I am not doing the hard job they have down there tonight.
The Clemson side intent on the game
After
plan.
review, there was a touch on the play. Duke will retain their challenge and the point.
Duke now 2 for 3 on challenges. And Avery Hamlin with her first kill. Duke Huddle was confident. They spent the entire review just dancing along to the music.
They did, yeah.
Symington right side swing. Great scramble from Goss. McGrath from the back row. Williams keeps it up, and Symington puts it down.
I love the energy going on both sides right now. I think both teams are playing with a sense of urgency. I mean, look at that. They reset at the net, going up strong. Both sides doing everything they can to win the point.
Couple long rallies have us knotted at 13. McGrath lays out. Herta goes with off speed. Hamlin just had to do her best with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do. She tried to take a little bit of pace off the ball to make that drop in, but Clemson, you know, they're hyper aware right now, and they are guarding that line to make sure the ball's going out.
Hamlin is playing in place of Ashby Zubcevic, who surprisingly is hitting in the negatives today. Goss went for a big whack, but a whistle came right away.
Oh, yeah, it looks like, yep, just called right under the net with her feet, you know, also put her in the net. So good call by the down official.
Slide for Elo. Herta off a large set. Elo read it well.
There was nowhere for that ball to go when Elo got up for. I mean, look at the reach. It's a wall. It's a literal wall. Cannot say enough about her blocking ability today.
Give her 5 this afternoon. Williams lays out to deny Bianca Martinez. She wants another look, but Clemson goes to Herta instead. The block party continues for Duke.
Yeah, and Malvo was getting in on that. She had Herta's number. Look at her. She's watching her, timing it up perfectly.
9 blocks for Duke. McGrath snuck it by him.
And McGrath, she loves a good corner shot. I love it, especially with the power. I like when they use her as an option in the back row to hit and not just an outlet. I mean, there's a reason she's back there, because she can be another extra hitter in their system.
Options coming in at the front row. Neil Kerr back in for Clemson. Herta attacks again. McGrath right there on the backup. Gillen Malvo. Strong hand. She'll go up with Herta, who didn't find any Duke hands. Smacked it off the tape, but then it hopped out of play.
Yeah, and she was definitely looking for those hands. I mean, at this point, you've got to find a way to use Duke's hands and not let them stuff you back down.
Katie Herta popped off at the start of the 3rd set, but now those Duke doubles are flying her way. Gildon up to Herta. Great save from Glass. The pancake turns into a Duke point.
Wow. Great up by Glass right there with that pancake. And Clemson just not ready for it. Kind of back on their heels. And then the miscommunication. So tough. It's so tough, especially when they're right in this 3rd set.
Quick reactions from Olivia Wayne to get Duke back on the scoreboard. And Bianca Martinez responds with a rocket.
She's trying to get this crowd on their feet. That was unbelievable. Look how she just hit right over Malvo right there.
Attack quickly before the Duke defense could ready. An even 3rd set, tied at 17. Glass sets Hamlin, who's stuffed. Martinez bringing the juice.
Martinez is feeling it right there, and I love that her setup a perfect block for her. And Martinez being able to close, that's just really solid defense for Clemson.
She got more and more playing time as the match went on Friday against North Carolina. Jackie Simpson-Kear, having the Cal State Fullerton transfer, grow into the game. Luma fists the save, but can't pop it up for one of her teammates.
And smart heads up by number 12, Hamlin, only being a sophomore. She got blocked a couple of times, then throw that ball line and let Clemson's defense kind of disrupt.
Hamlin can't clear the net. 6th error for Duke on the serving side. Hamlin's someone that had success in the early season. A couple of double-doubles against Georgia, Cleveland State. Hasn't seen as much playing time as Zubčević has grown into ACC play. An attacking error on Duke. Clemson in front by 2.
Yeah, there's the momentum Clemson needs right here. Serving aggressive. Yep, calling that carry ball out there on Williams. It's unfortunate, but those judgment calls are hard to make.
Seems like Williams got caught in between 2 minds. Do I swing? Do I go soft? Gildon just goes too far.
Yeah, and again, I think these last couple points in this third set are really gonna come down to serving. Serving and that first contact on the ball for both teams.
Clemson still only has 1 ace. Glass on the spot. Tight set. Williams wins the joust.
Did you see that body control that Williams has? Look how tight. This is a 50-50 ball. She's able to control it enough to swipe off the block and land so that she's not in the net. The agility is unbelievable.
Costly error from Godshall. Side out for Clemson. Tigers with a 1-point lead. Williams smashes it through the Clemson defense.
Yes, she was not going to be confused about what she was going to do on that attack. And I love when she's able to take her full approach and swing on a nice set.
Went up with conviction for her 11th kill. Duke hitting an even 200 on the match. Mears serving. And dropping in an ace. Number 6 for Duke this afternoon, and it comes from number 6 in white.
Yeah, and Duke serving right now has been the biggest difference.
Timeout Tigers, second of set 3. One where the lead has gone back and forth. Momentum has swung from side to side. And Jackie Simpson-Kear and her crew need to keep composure late.
Absolutely, and if I'm Coach Simpson-Kear, I'm trying to just settle my team back in. All they need is just one side out to get back in this set and then make it a game to 3.
Couple of these Duke serves. That float drops right in front of Gildon, who was a fist length away from a great reception.
Yeah, that's right. And Duke serving, they're being more aggressive. They're also lowering their errors while being aggressive. And that's been, it's huge. You look at the stats right here. 6 aces, 7 errors. Compared to Friday, Georgia Tech, 12 errors and only 2 aces. This has really been a struggle for Duke. And you can tell that today they haven't struggled with it, and they're up 2-0 in the third set, and now they're up 1 trying to finish this match.
For a team that usually makes 2 errors for every 1 ace, you will take 6 to 7. Duke right now could extend that win streak against Clemson to 6. The Tigers need to rally and then need to win 2 more for a reverse sweep and their first ACC victory of the year.
That's right. There's pressure on both sides right now, and I'm anxious to see who's going to try to play to win and who's going to try to play not to lose in this third set.
Aurora and Jervy Jim picks up as both teams retake the floor. Mir serving. Sant sets up McGrath. Off a pair of hands. Williams, roll shot. And he reigns right there. Sant went for the dunk, and she was denied.
And Elo, senior blocker, she can tell, ball setter, ball hitter. She found the ball, found the setter, saw the dump, and went up with her.
Sixth block for Ngozi Elo. Symington changed up quickly and then put it wide.
Symington looking for those hands, trying to get maybe a deflection, maybe a tip over the block, just missed long. I like the decision, just not in that moment.
That's how set 2 ended. Duke is on match point. Mir makes an error. 24-22 Blue Devils. Clemson gets Herta back in. You've got McGrath on serve. You've got Katie Herta in the front row. This has been your best rotation if you're Clemson. Mir, a look for Elo, and she finishes the match. Duke wins in straight sets.